In the past 10 weeks alone, 11% of COVID cases were seen in 5 to 11-year-olds. As more adolescents are vaccinated and as schools and kindergartens are open, we can expect to see more cases in children below 12. And with the presence of the Omicron, we can expect to see even more cases in the unvaccinated children. Unfortunately, infection in children are less likely to be reported compared to adults. In the US alone, the seroprevalence was 38% among 5 to 11-year-olds. That's 3.5 times higher than ours. At the peak of the Delta wave in Malaysia, from July to October, we lost 116 children, and 70 of them were below 12 years old. 1 in 3 of 5 to 11-year-olds in the United States require ICU admission because of MIS-C, the most severe form of COVID in children, which is most frequent in the 5 to 11-year-old. We wrote a second article discussing the risk-benefit analysis of the COVID vaccine in kids 5 to 11 years old to allay the concerns of the parents. Our ideas are in harmony with the FDA panel and the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, which unanimously recommended the vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds. Both the clinical studies in kids and the modeling of the various case scenarios showed that the benefits of the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine clearly outweighs the risk for children 5 to 11 years old. In fact, we are vaccinating against vaccine-preventable diseases, example, rotavirus, rubella, chickenpox, meningococcus, and hepatitis A, which have much lower mortality rates than that caused by COVID. The only major adverse effect is inflammation of the heart, i.e. myocarditis. There is a remarkably low rate of myocarditis amongst the 5 to 11-year-olds vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine. There were only 12 cases among 8.7 million doses in the US, and all the cases were mild, and virtually all the kids fully recovered. So, to all the parents, I say, please observe your kids for signs of coughing, complaints of chest pain, difficulty breathing following the Pfizer vaccine. Their kids should avoid from any form of strenuous physical activity 1 to 2 weeks following the vaccine. See your GP or your pediatrician if your child complains of chest symptoms or you notice any of the signs I mentioned. Your doctor will run a few tests and may admit your child overnight for observation. But trust me, most of the children recover spontaneously following bed rest or treatment with ibuprofen. Kids should not get COVID. They should not miss school because of COVID. They should not be exposed to COVID in school. Kids should not be hospitalized. They should not be in the ICUs. They should not die. They should not be saddled with long COVID. They have their whole lives ahead of them. We must protect them. And we have effective and safe vaccines to protect our most vulnerable children from the coronavirus.